All right, here's our boy, Playoff P. I'll start off first by saying this is not a Paul George slander video. I'm just going to go over some quick numbers and some quick facts here. Over his last game and his past few games, honestly, Paul George used to be one of my favorite players when he was on Indiana. I would play with him on 2K. It was him and Danny Granger. I'd run pick and rolls all day with Roy Hibbert, and Paul George was just freaking raw back then, doing 360 windmill dunks in 2K. It was good times. But anyway, this is just 2 hours ago from me filming this video. Basketball World is worried about 76ers star Paul George after 2-point performance. So yeah, he only dropped 2 points against the Brooklyn Nets. If you haven't seen this news yet, and needless to say, you should score more than 2 points in a game. Um, we'll get down here, but yeah, he played 37 minutes as well. So it's not like he got hurt halfway through the game or something, and then you know what I mean, wasn't able to play all of his minutes. Yeah, to add insult to injury, they lost 100 to 96. So, right there, one of the biggest reasons for the loss was the play of Paul George. So, right down here, 9-time NBA All Star finished with just 2 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. I mean, if you cut the points out, that sounds good. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. So, I mean, I guess I can't say he was out there playing with no effort, I guess. I mean, I feel like you don't get 2 steals and 3 blocks without playing with any energy and effort. But yeah, the 2 points is glaring. He played 37 minutes, so you should definitely score more than 2 points in 37 minutes. The most glaring thing out of all this for me, excluding the 2 points, would be that he was 1 for 7 from the field. So the one made shot is not the glaring part for me. Of course, that's alarming, but him only taking 7 shots is even more glaring for me because Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid are both out of the game. So it's like, dude, get up your 20 shots, Paul George. You know what I mean? That's I think what people are criticizing him for is just not being as aggressive as you'd want to see him be. Because if Tyrese Maxey and Joel are out, take 20 plus shots. There's no reason for you not to. So I guess that's what people would kind of be criticizing is his aggression, other than the 2 points. But like I said, people are saying he wasn't playing with any energy or anything. I find it kind of hard to think that if he had the 2 steals and the 3 blocks, but just didn't have the killer mentality on offense. And again, like I said, only taking 7 shots is the most glaring thing. You should be taking 20 plus shots, especially without Joel and Tyrese Maxey in the game. But here, a bunch of people are sharing their opinions. We'll get right to it here real quick as well. I'm at 18 subscribers now, trying to get to 20 by the end of the day. And YouTube said they'll send me a brand new jacuzzi to my house. So please like and subscribe if you do enjoy the video. But right here, Kendrick Perkins shared his opinion. Do PG even wants to play basketball? I would think no. Joel Embiid or Maxey, that he would give the 76ers more than Perk stat line. So Kendrick Perkins is kind of trolling himself. He's saying, dude, you put up a stat line like I would put up, only 2 points, 6 rebounds. I don't know if Perk would have the 4 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks, but people are just trashing Paul George for this performance, and I don't want to say he so much deserves the hate. He's gotten a lot of hate throughout the years, but if you have a performance like this, and people are talking bad about your performance, I'm not saying Paul George is going to do this, but you can't come out the next day and then say, hey, y'all can't be talking like that about me or whatever it is. He had a really bad performance. Like I said, I don't think Paul George is doing that. I think he's just going to take it on the chin for the bad performance. We'll get to it later. There's even more reasoning as to why he might be playing so bad these past few months. But yeah, right here, Sam Quinn said, shut him down, shut Embiid down. And if Maxey so much as breaks a nail between now and April, shut him down too. Sam Quinn's someone in the basketball world. Who exactly? I want to find out now. I don't think he's involved directly with the 76ers organization. Let me see here. Okay, he's just a basketball writer. Just a basketball writer for CBS Sports. So he's not like a general manager or something like that in the NBA circle. But I don't totally disagree with his opinion. But this is what he's saying though. This season is over. This era doesn't have to be lose the battle and try to win the war later. That's that's where I would semi disagree with him. Um, I agree with the part like they're not going to do anything this season. Embiid's all nicked up. Paul George doesn't look great. Maxey sat out this game, so the season's pretty much cooked. Like the Sixers probably won't go too far this season. If you feel like they will, please comment below and let me know just what you think about their season in general. But I don't see them getting very far with their injury troubles they have right now. But then Sam Quinn saying season is over. I agree. This era doesn't have to be. I feel like the era is kind of already cooked. Like the Joel Embiid era is over in my opinion. Lose the battle and try to win the war later. It's back to trust the process. When did that start? And was that 2018 when trust the process started? So this is like the seventh season in a row, where things just don't go the 76ers way, and then, you know, Sam Quinn's not directly involved with the Sixers, but you know what I mean? Someone comes out and says, he basically paraphrased, trust the process, just sit him down, rest up, come back healthy next season, and then we'll be ready to rock next season. But like I said, they've been trying to trust the process since 2018, and they've been saying that 7 seasons in a row now. All right, wasn't our season this year. Let's rest up and get right for next year. And again, 7 years in a row of that. Eventually, it's like, when do you change something? It's just tough. 76ers basketball is just, they just have really bad luck. Right here, though, this is what I was saying when there may be some hidden reasoning as to why Paul George is playing so bad. Shams Charania reported Paul George is receiving injections just to play. That's something players do come playoff time, not necessarily in the regular season. So I don't know what it is, if it's his knees or who knows what. But yeah, players will get injections like that, knee, elbow, whatever it is that's bothering you, to kind of reduce the swelling and the inflammation. That way you can kind of play through the game. But like Shams Charania said, we're only in February. Playoffs don't start for a good 2 more months. So like Sham said, it's kind of early to be getting shots like that just to play. And I 100% believe this. If this is coming from Shams Charania, I personally 100% believe it. I would say it's 99% chance it's true, because you know who Shams is. He's the man in NBA reporting. Like he's the one. Everything he reports on, he was the one to break the Luka Doncic news. Like if he says it, it's pretty much good as gold. So like I was saying earlier, I was going back to it. I don't know if it's an effort on Paul George's part, if he's just not mentally there, if he's just not wanting to play basketball and put the effort in. Because that's kind of what I was thinking at first. But then you come back to this, Paul George is receiving injections just to play. Came from Shams, so I 100% believe that. And, Paul George is getting those injections. So it's not like he's, you know what I mean? It's not like he comes to practice or whatever. He's going to play the game, later that day, and he says, oh man, I'm just lazy. I don't want to play and put any effort into the game. Let me get my knees shot up so I can just go out there and half-ass it. You know what I mean? I feel like he really wants to help the team, but he's just not able to do it. We'll get to this. This is some of his point totals for these 5 February games they played. But yeah, this is really rough. 9 points, 14 points, 12 points, 14 points, and 2 points. So he hasn't even broke 15 points all of February in 5 games. Only scored 2 points, this past game. So it's really, really rough. And again, comment below what you think. At first, I thought it was an effort thing. Like, Paul George just isn't mentally focused. He's not all in on the game, which could partially be it. But then, like you saw there, he's getting injections just to play. So he's trying to keep the Sixers afloat. I don't think it's like he's just completely checked out from basketball. Because, like I said, he's not getting his knee shot up just to go out there and play a half-assed game. If that was the case, he kind of just sit it down and rest up. You know what I mean? He's trying to do what he can to keep them afloat. But whether it's effort problems or it's injury problems, either way, you're just not there to provide for the team like they need you to. And he's had injury problems his whole career, so I mean, once you're a young injured player, you usually turn into an old injured player. But yeah, Bill Simmons said watched a lot of the Sixers Nets game. Just an alarming night for Paul George. If you haven't heard of Bill Simmons, he's another really plugged in NBA reporter. So for him to be saying this, it is alarming. Right here, to some of Paul George's I guess advanced stats. I won't get totally into the advanced stats, but let's look at this. He's averaging 16.1 points. You'd probably think for the month. Nah, that's for the whole season, dude. Like, it's the worst in a decade, the worst in the past 10 years for Paul George. So I didn't even know that. That's insane to only average 16 points for the season. And right there, George will be making over $50 million annually throughout 27-28. I'm not here to count the dude's pockets. Get your money, Paul George. Like, that's dope if you ask me. Get paid, my man. But yeah, people are counting his pockets. I don't. I'm not gonna get into that. Comment below what you think about that. I don't really pocket watch. I just watch your play. But yeah, again, his point totals. Again, they're mentioning his salary to be a full-time podcaster. I don't agree with that. Players can go out. You can go out and play a game and go play a badass game or a bad game, whatever it is, and then you can go home after the game and you probably have, I don't know, they probably have at least 5 hours of free time after the game if you want to stay up till 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, whatever it is. I'm not saying you're going out clubbing and stuff, but you know what I mean? I don't like when people say, hey, I'm paying this dude $50 million a year. You shouldn't be making podcasts in your free time, or this is what you should be doing in your free time. Like, it's your free time. Just because that's your job and they pay you over here doesn't mean you shouldn't have the free time to make your podcast and do that. But from the other side of the argument, I can understand people calling him podcast P and all these things. Again, I don't exactly agree with it. I don't think him making podcasts is the reason he's not playing well. It's not like once he gets off a bad game, I expect him to go and shoot 5,000 jumpers in the gym. But I can see people from the other side. It's a weird look, and people are going to bring it up. Again, more hating on him for being a full-time podcaster. Which, again, comment below what you think about him doing the podcasting. I remember Draymond Green was doing his podcast when the Warriors beat the Celtics in the finals a few years ago, and people were, they were trolling Draymond Green about it. And in that situation, I thought it was kind of a better point because you're in the middle of the finals. Draymond Green was having really bad games, and then doing his podcast right after the games. But then again, back to my earlier point, it's like, what do you want the dude to do? Get done with the finals game and then go shoot 5,000 jumpers. He's gonna go home and rest up for the next game. So it just kind of is what it is. But yeah, the 2 points by Paul George is super alarming. Again, for me, the most alarming thing was him only taking the seven shot attempts that entire game. So I feel like it's a little bit of both things. I feel like he's not fully mentally focused into basketball, not because he's putting time into his podcast, but just overall. Paul George is I think 1 year younger than Kevin Durant, and Durant's still giving you 25 plus per season, and still just playing great. So again, comment below what you think. It's so weird because Kevin Durant had his Achilles injury. He hasn't been a heavily injured player, but he's had injuries throughout his career, and he just I don't know, he takes great care of himself and he stays healthy now. So it's always weird, some players are just injury prone. I can't say Paul George is just not trying to take care of his body or anything like that, but he does just keep getting the injuries. And then again, my main thing for this last game, the 2 points are really glaring. That's terrible, but that he only took the 7 shots, that kind of tells me he just doesn't feel confident and doesn't feel confident mentally shooting wise and doesn't feel confident in his body because it seems like he has, some kind of injury is because he's not getting injections just for fun before the games. But please comment below what you think about Paul George's season. I think it's alarming. He's only averaging 16 points per game, so I think that's pretty crazy. Um, but like I said, I think he does have injuries because he's not getting shot up, not getting injections before the game for fun. So yeah, please let me know what you think about his whole situation. Please like and subscribe if you finished the video as well, and we'll see you all next time.